So yesterday, in all the questions and answers and in rushing around, I unfortunately overlooked one question that was posted on my YouTube channel. So this is from Deanna. I'm a 38C or D, just depends on what brand I get. I guess how I hold my breasts in the cup. They say sweep and scoop to put them in. Is that something I have to live with? I assume being MTF body, my breast is wider than a cisgender. Could you she wants me to ask you which would be better, wire or wireless?
Sure.
So?
Okay, so it's kind of a loaded question. There's a lot that goes into it. First of all, the 38C or D, it does depend on what brand you wear. More than anything, likely what it is what style you're wearing. So we have a lot of customers that come in and say, oh, I'm a half size. I'm a 38C and a half. That's not really a thing. More than anything, what it has to do with is, are you wearing a balconette style, which are traditionally a little shorter? Highly, highly recommend for transgender customers because there's not as much cup. The cups aren't as tall, so there's not as much to fill out. They're basically, think of them as kind of like half cups. They're half as tall, so they tend to work a little bit better. The technical term is shallow. If you have shallow breasts, they work great. So yeah, little side note there. If you're between a 38C and a D, the easiest thing to do is to look for a certain style that might work for that. Okay, so swoop and scoop, that's what I call it. Is basically where you're swooping all the tissue over and then you're scooping it up. This is something that 98% of women either have to do or should be doing if they're not doing it. It's something that we teach any new customers in our store how to do because most women don't know what we're talking about. More than anything, what you're doing, the point of swoop and scoop is to get your bra adjusted so you don't have to touch it the rest of the day. If you don't properly put your bra on, you're going to be messing with it all day. Whether you're pulling the straps up or you're pulling it down or you're shaking yourself into it, whatever it is, that's not normal. You shouldn't have to do that. Most people think you do. So basically what you're doing is you put your bra on and then you're swooping and scooping and moving all of the breast tissue so it's actually in the cup. Now, if you do all of that and then you notice your bra doesn't fit right, that means that the size you're wearing is not correct. But that's a whole different video to get into. So, but swoop and scoop is something you should be doing all the time.
So, wire or wireless?
So, that's a great question. I recommend to 90% of my customers to wear a wire bra. The reason is you get a tremendous amount of support when you have an underwire bra. It takes a lot of the weight of your breast tissue off of your back and your shoulders, helps to support, and it gives a much better shape. It gives a little bit more rounded shape under clothing. That being said, if you are not at least a C or a D cup, I find that wireless bras work much better for transgender customers. And the reason is that if the underwire bra does not fit correctly, it's painful. Now, a lot of people think under every circumstance a underwire bra is painful. It's not, if it fits correctly. But what happens is if you don't fill out the cup correctly, then the wire ends up stabbing in places it shouldn't be stabbing. Sure. So that doesn't work. But I do have a couple of transgender customers that are about a 38C or D, and they have exclusively bought underwire bras. So, and it works great for them. So. Okay,
and if we didn't address this before, she also she says, I assume being an MTF body, my breast is wider than a cisgender.
Yes. More than anything, the breasts are a little bit more wider set, but more than anything, the rib cage is usually a bit wider, which throws off the fit of the bra, if that makes sense.
The bandwidth.
The bandwidth, yeah. And so there are certain styles that are better for that. That being said, I have fit some cisgender women who have wider set breasts and that are wider in the rib cage. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's just transgender customers that I experience that with. It's everybody. I mean, everybody's made differently. Yeah. We have over 80 styles and 150 sizes for that reason, because there are no two body types that are the same. So it's really, if you can go somewhere that can fit you, because they'll help you identify exactly what styles are going to work for you, what size is going to be the best one to look for. They kind of help you figure out your unique breast shape, body shape, and what works for you.
Cool.
So.
Deanna, I hope that answers your question. So we're going to get back into the main video, and we'll see y'all later.